Good afternoon and welcome to Wednesday's Market SITREP or Situation Report at TGO. That's Top Gun Options. I'm Wiz. My name is Matthew Buckley. I'm the founder and CEO here at Top Gun Options. And folks, we just opened up our doors to our next full throttle membership group. Only 50 slots remaining. And after our accelerated retirement brief just ended here, looks like we're already down to, 9 slots are gone. So we have about 41 of those left. We're going to do a session tonight at 7 o'clock. And then our final full throttle session tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then that'll be it. We're going to close our doors. What you need to do to grab your annual or monthly slot is head to go.topgunoptions.com/getft, and that stands for Get Full Throttle. Everything you're going to get when you become a full throttle member is on this page. And if you're looking for a monthly membership, just kind of click on this big image right here. See where it says defensive, offensive, or max. Just go ahead and click on that. And you can see our monthly memberships are on this page. Obviously, the annual memberships save you a lot of money and trying to hook you up there. So annual or monthly memberships are now open officially here at Full Throttle. Just had a great AR or accelerated retirement brief where we looked to place a TREDGE. That's a word we made up here and a tactic we made up here at Top Gun Options. It's a trade that also serves as a hedge. With volatility down here near kind of at its lowest range in months, it is time to get long volatility. And we took a look at a potential TREDGE that could make maybe $10,000 on about $5,000 in risk if volatility spikes. Well, why would volatility spike? Well, a couple things, folks. I got to be honest with you. This interview with Trade Representative Lighthizer, not bullish at all. So, of course, you have the president out there saying one thing. Everything's huge, going to be excellent, got a great trade deal coming. It's not what Lighthizer said in an interview on NPR. He said, I hope we get a trade deal, but not necessarily hopeful one will happen. We're working on it. If there's a great deal to be gotten, we'll get it. If not, we'll find another plan. That ain't super bullish on a trade deal getting done, folks. And it sounds like we keep kicking this can down the road further and further. A couple months ago it was we're going to get something signed in March. It's March. Now they're shooting for April. And then maybe now we're sliding it back to May or June with maybe a signing event up the street here in Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach in June. Not super thrilled with that type of language, folks. And this rip your face off rally that we've seen since the December lows, I think a lot of this bullishness is that we're going to get a trade deal done. It isn't a Wall Streetism because it doesn't happen. So listen to me. Buy on the rumor, sell on the news. Everybody heard that? Give me your vertical head nod, because I think everybody's kind of bought on this rumor that we're going to get a huge, excellent trade deal. But if you actually look at the dudes that are in the negotiations, they're kind of hedging their bets, saying, I don't know if we're going to get one anytime soon. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? The Fed has gone from around the beginning of October saying we're on autopilot, we're going to raise interest rates, everything's great, to, we might actually be cutting rates in 2019. Here's where you got to use your thinking brain. When interest rates are high, stocks will die, right? When interest rates are low, stocks will grow. Take a look at this. When the Fed said they were going to raise interest rates, what happened? We went into full temper tantrum mode and the markets imploded, right? Interest rates are high, stocks are going to die. Now the Fed's talking about maybe even cutting interest rates again. So, and I briefed you at 1 o'clock in our session. Real quick reminder, folks, if you couldn't attend the 1 o'clock accelerated retirement brief, or you missed yesterday's brief, or you're not going to make tonight, everything's going to be on this replay page. The web address is really easy to remember. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT replay. That stands for Full Throttle Replay. So all the Full Throttle replays are on here. Monday's weekly options trade, where we looked at a bear call spread on Nike. Yesterday, we legged into an iron condor on Nike, and we looked at a China trade. And then, obviously, after I get done this SITREP, I'll upload our 1 o'clock brief. But, folks, this is really, man, what happened in 6 months for the Fed to go from we're cranking it up to we might even crank it down? What happened is that, folks. So don't tell me that the Fed doesn't have, they have 2 official mandates from Congress, right? Full employment and interest rates, right? I think they have a 3rd unwritten mandate, which is to keep equities up. the Fed put underneath this market. When the market wakes up to the fact that the Fed does not, in fact, have a put under this market, and it isn't strong enough to hold this market up, that's when we have what I call the Fred Sanford, right? Grab your chest. I'm coming, Elizabeth. This is the big one. That's when that's going to happen. And we're getting a little bit of warning signs here, folks, right? The yield curve has inverted, right? The farther dated underneath the shorter termed ones, that is not good. So yields keep dropping. Now, with yields dropping, folks, where did the little old lady or the retirees in tennis shoes go? You ain't going to go put your money into a CD, right? In the old days, they used to, here's our CD and you get a free toaster. If you walked into a bank to try and get a CD, they probably hit you with the toaster because you can't make any money. Where's the only place in town to make money with interest rates maybe even going lower? The stock market. So here we go again, folks. We've seen this dance before with the Fed kind of playing a grandmother, kissing us on our forehead, putting a Band-Aid on our boo-boo, and telling us to go outside and play again. Next time we get hurt, it might hurt a lot. Janet Yellen suggests strengthening the Fed put. What did she say? She was overseas this week in Hong Kong. The former Fed chair said global central banks don't have enough adequate crisis tools. Did you hear what she just said? This lady used to run the Fed up until she got replaced by Jerome Powell. Global central banks don't have adequate crisis tools. So right now, folks, you got to smoke the hopium. Trade the market you have, not the one you want. Not that I want a down market. I want an efficient and correct market. Right now, folks, equities are over their ski tips, and we are due for just at least a pause or a little bit of a pullback and a correction. So that's why we took a look at this tactic called a bullish double vertical today in our live trade brief. A bull put spread, which is a credit spread, taking in some money to finance a bull call spread. Look at this trade. We're risking about $6,000 to make $9,000 if in the next 30 days volatility spikes, and I absolutely think we're going to. Today we also looked at closing a trade from last week, a bear call spread on CME Group for about $1,700 gain in a week, about a 62% $1,700 gain, being bearish on CME Group. And then today we just added another bearish CME trade. The third, actually, let me just hit copy real quick so you can see what the trade we placed today in AR is. It's the 167.5, 170 bear call spread on CME Group. Take a look at the chart on CME Group. It is just, whoops, hang on. See me? It is not a pretty chart. Very, very bearish here, man. Absolutely imploding. Glad we got out of it. Glad we're pounding it into the dirt. We're near $10,000 in bearish profits on CME Group, and this thing is going lower. So make sure you watch the replay from today. If you couldn't attend the 1 o'clock session, as I said, it'll be on this page shortly after I get done shooting this video. Go.topgunoptions.com/FT replay. And we also have a couple other good-looking trades. We have our Nike Iron Condor that's going down the fairway that could potentially make, about $5,200 on about $2,200 in risk. Anybody like risking $2,200 to potentially make $5,200 in 4 days? I do. So make sure you check in with us on Friday for our Friday market wrap-up. But in the interim, go grab your full throttle slot. Once we get 50 new members, we close the doors for a couple months until we do this again. Maybe... I don't even know. We don't even have the next full throttle scheduled. So once we get our 50, we close the doors and we get airborne. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/getft to grab your full throttle slot, and you can get airborne with us as soon as possible. Okay, I got to get going. Got a coaching session, and then we have our session tonight at 7 o'clock. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. We'll